Barlow. I'm in the Reverb offices here in Chicago. I play bass in Dinosaur Jr. Before we were Dinosaur Jr., we were a hardcore band called Deep Wound. Jay Mascis played drums, I played guitar, and in 1985 Jay switched to guitar. And our mission, or his mission, was to make extremely loud rock music. And coming out of hardcore, like we wanted to sort of be very forceful, but play kind of like pretty nuanced music. But the way we performed was extremely loud. So for the very first practices that we did, it became really obvious to me that I was gonna have to really hammer the shit out of my bass if I was gonna hear. And being a guitar player and picking up the bass, I'd kind of like adapted a sort of guitar player style to the bass in order to really hear the stuff. Like, I hit it really hard, like. But also because the music had a lot of cool chords and stuff in it. It wasn't just like sort of punk rock, bar chord rock. Jay was playing some really rich chords and things. And so when I played bass, I tried to kind of like match him for that, you know, sort of, so I played chords. I saw Husker Du play in a VFW hall. Bands at that time, at least the bands that we followed, like every time you saw them tour, they would be playing the next record that they hadn't recorded yet. So Husker Du was just an excruciatingly, you know, thrillingly loud band, and the only song of the set that I could hear or even distinguish was a song that I didn't know the title of at the time, but it was like. You could kind of hear this bass line underneath this, you know, piercing guitar, and then when I got the Metal Circus EP after that, I realized it was Diane, which became kind of my. But this sort of, I mean, I definitely use that as kind of like, I mean, that's also it's a pretty good illustration of how, unless you're hammering on these like high strings, as a bass player, you're not really going to be heard in this like swirling din that your brilliant guitarists are creating. When Dinosaur Jr., we really got our sound together on our second record, "You're Living All Over Me," and we have a song called "Tar Pit," which is. Same kind of like high chords. Lemmy from Motorhead was a huge deal. And he played through, Marshall guitar heads, which I also do. I play through a Marshall guitar head, an 800, so I could get that kind of really driving sound, you know, and then I have a really nice old SVT that I run one of these kind of BB preamps through, so it gets the real natural low bass that the sort of classic SVT sound, and then I have a PV, like a transistor, obviously head from the 70s, and that one has like really good. It has a really particular high-end mid that I've always really loved. So it's like all the sounds together kind of create this. Something that I think hopefully has enough bass to be a bass, and then also has enough drive to kind of be heard almost as a second rhythm, like a rhythm guitar. I initially had a Gibson. It was a Ripper. We actually recorded the first and half of the second record with a Ripper. And it does really have this kind of cool up there, like nasal mid-tone, and it does stand out. I upgraded to a really nice, like 4001 Rickenbacker with a little checkerboard around it. I mean, for me, I guess the thing that's most important to me about the instrument that I play is the way that I play it, because that's how it's going to cut through. There's no effect that I'm going to be able to use that's going to make me cut through.